Welcome to Florida Mint on Florida Man with Josh Mills and Wayne McCarty, the podcast where Floridians discuss the legends, the lore, and crazy stories that always seem to take place.
You can't wiggle.
In Florida.
It's a very special episode.
It is.
Why?
I'm wearing a head cam.
Wow.
And this camera is showing you what it's like to be a podcaster.
What is it like?
Honestly, man, I think it's the riches and the glory and the notoriety and the affirmation.
Yeah.
And that you'll never understand that through a camera.
No.
Yeah, what they don't see is free meals that we get offered.
Oh,
Yeah.
my
Or
God.
like best friends
Best friends.
and how far friendship goes.
Well, I'll tell you what. Okay,
You
so we went to get a free meal today, a sponsored meal on the podcast. And while we were there, our server came up to us and said, "Do you have any more space for best friends?" And what did
Wow.
Josh say?
Packed full.
Packed full.
I got a 12 count of best friends, and they're all in the room.
That's right. See you next year.
Show them.
Now I'm looking around, and if you're tuning in on our Instagram, you can see our pack full of friends. But we're here with Jordan Blaylock. Hey, Jordan.
It's so good to be here.
One of the
It's been a
guys
minute,
that I go,
Patreon.
he's genuinely funny.
Wow.
But Josh just learned a little bit ago that Jordan's one of America's top guitar players.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is two talents you shouldn't have, if I'm honest.
Well, like funny and good looking and artistic,
Yeah.
like in a musically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hate that about you.
Yeah, so we were talking about this a little bit ago when you went to go potty, Jordan. And
Oh, really?
We think it'd be fun for you to bring a guitar on one episode.
Wow. Everyone always, that's always like the kicker. Like, I mean,
Oh, do you hate like
if
being,
you're
that
viewing
being brought
this,
up?
Yeah.
you might think I'm a 13-year-old boy, but I'm really almost 30. I've been playing since I was like 12, so like 18 years. So it's more like breathing now. But that's the weirdest
wow.
thing.
Here we
people
go.
are
Same
like,
about podcasting for me.
Yeah.
people are like,
Same with breathing for me.
they're like, every time, like I got a new guitar once at the office, and people were like, I don't get it shipped to my house because I don't trust my neighbors.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
that's
so I get
good.
it shipped to my office, and so like my coworker was like, "Play me something," and I was just like, "I just
Like
no, I don't
Stairway
just
to
I don't
Heaven?
just play something."
You
But-
don't?
No, but
You take inspiration.
guitarists are really big on their egos and stuff. So like, I'll get
Oh.
off the stage and I will have a message waiting from like Luke and Wayne that will say, "Wow, look at this sexy beast."
Right. Like, look
Yeah.
how good you
Is
played
that
today.
True?
Yeah,
Well, no one plays guitar like skinny white boys, and
No,
I
true.
and I think like, but
Yeah.
I will say you are so funny that it is unnatural how good you are at guitar. So I think those two things don't normally go hand in hand. But enough of this Circle J here. You
No.
brought some headlines.
yeah, always.
And we're gonna
Florida
take
makes their own headlines.
you just report them.
Yep, I just report them. I just read them verbatim.
All right, let's go on an ad break,
Yeah,
and
please.
we'll go from there.
So this week was nothing short of a miracle for the state of Florida. Just some really good headlines.
Yeah.
The first one up, we're going right into these. The headlines are so always misleading to me.
Right.
This is Mr. Justin Goodrow was arrested on charges of misdemeanor petite theft.
Tiny theft.
yeah.
It's weird. It is weird. He didn't say petty theft. It said petite theft.
I think it has to do with the size of what was stolen.
Felony drug possession of a controlled substance without a prescription,
Yes.
and misdemeanor possession of drug paraphernalia. So this is how it works. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you the
I missed
summarized
the last
version.
3 minutes. I've been waving at his head
It's
cam.
distracting.
I'm still wearing the head cam, and Josh is waving and laughing at himself because he's got our own Instagram live pulled up on
It's
his
like waving
phone.
at myself.
Yeah.
It's like delayed. I like that.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. So,
So
this guy petite theft.
So he
So many
walks
distractions.
into this episode's crazy. He walks in to a Walmart,
Okay,
Yeah.
begins to stuff items inside of his pants.
I like
get it.
that.
Yeah.
They call the police.
Yeah.
And then they go to confront him as he's walking out, and they say, they say, "Stop, Mr. Goodrow," and he says, and
They
I
know
quote,
him?
"You can't catch me," right? So
He says that.
Yep.
Okay.
So he gets
Okay.
he gets in his red Kia Optima.
Those are fast.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not for the Kia boys.
He
Yeah.
starts driving.
Yeah.
Cops, this is when it gets weird, right?
Yeah.
Because you either
This
get
is when
people
it
that
gets
want to
weird.
comply with the officers or
Yeah.
people that don't.
Yeah.
The cops stop him.
Yeah.
They're like, "Okay, we've caught you, right?" And so
Yeah.
he
Hey,
says,
"You're busted, buddy."
"Yeah."
Yeah.
So he complies with them.
Yeah.
They get him in cuffs. They say, "Can we search? We've got you on suspicion. We're gonna go ahead and search your vehicle." He says, "That's fine. I have nothing to hide from you guys."
Okay.
Right.
I've got everything to hide from the cops.
So,
Everything.
but he says, "But while you guys have me in the back of the seat, will you grab my smokes?" Now, this is I can't make this up. If
Okay.
you're listening to the podcast, I can't make this
Okay.
up.
Please.
He says, "Can you get me a smoke?" And they say, "Sure. You've been really oddly cooperative with us. We'll get you some smokes." He says, "It's in
Okay.
my my driver's side door." They open his pack of smokes up, and they find meth in there.
Oh
right?
my! I thought you were gonna say they found like a
gosh.
confetti bomb or
I
something,
know. I thought it was gonna be
No.
like
like a
the
whistle blows.
nuts thing.
I can't
Yeah.
believe you said the B word because that's another headline coming up. So they basically they're like,
B
okay, well
word?
we've already got you for that.
Yeah.
Now we've got you for meth.
Huh.
So they say, where's the stolen merchandise? Says, check my backpack, right? I guess he's having a
Is,
come.
is he a magician?
Okay, yeah.
I guess he's
what
having a
did he-
come to Jesus meeting.
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
it.
They open up his backpack and they find a meth pop, so they get him for that. But then they also find the
Man.
stuff he stole from Walmart. This
Yeah.
is what he stole from Walmart.
Okay.
Hold on, can I
A wa-
guess?
Yeah, go ahead.
A Walkman.
He
A
stole
watch.
He stole a watch.
Okay.
I knew it.
Okay.
Some lube.
Well, okay.
A portable charger.
Like for his car, like some Jiffy Lube.
Nope.
It's
a
called
port-
Gippy Loop.
A
I don't
portable
get it.
charger and some headphones. This is like the most random.
It's called Gippy Loop.
No,
by
it's
the way.
not called Jiffy Lube.
I know.
No,
Go
okay,
ahead.
no, it is the most random stuff though, because like I feel like this guy didn't have a purpose though. I
No.
feel like he went into Walmart just to steal. His purpose
You
was
know, that
theft.
list of stuff just makes me shake my head.
I think he's a guy. I think he's a guy that's got ADHD really bad, and he's ran out of his prescription meds.
Yeah.
So he's in
God.
there, and he's like, man, what time was I supposed
It's
to
a
be
mistake
over?
we've all
He was like-
made.
he went in there for the lube to go see his girlfriend and niece, right? And he says, "Gosh, what time was I supposed to be over there? I need a watch, right?" So he goes and gets the watch.
Okay.
And he says, "I need music for whenever we're doing it."
Okay.
He says, "I need
know
a
if
portable
all-
charger."
I don't know if any of those things have to be said. I feel like you're adding on to the headline, and that's not in it.
No, it's not in
it's
it.
A
We're
very,
speculating.
it's a very Fox News approach.
This is all
Yeah.
speculatory. I mean, he
Okay.
didn't mean to shake his head either.
Well, okay, listen, let me tell you something. You guys don't know what it feels like to have a super strong, ultra strong neck. And I feel like
Okay.
putting this brace on with this camera and having this
Yeah.
kind of power for people can kind of see like
Yeah.
what it's like to be a podcaster.
Yeah,
That's a lot of stuff
It's a lot of pressure.
I'm wielding over here.
Yeah. Okay. So the list is a watch.
Mm-hmm.
Was this a smartwatch that played tunes?
No, it's Walmart. It's just a basic
A
watch.
Casio.
Just a
Okay.
Okay.
basic Casio
Okay.
watch. Leather band.
Lubricant.
Okay, it could be for anything.
No,
Could be
it
for
was
any-
lube.
Okay.
It was just XKY jelly lube.
Could be for a
Okay.
slip and
Hot,
slide.
hand, cold, like that one, the heat one,
Okay.
because that one's not.
Did
good.
y'all see the video of the TikTok of his Japanese woman that said she was going to try a peanut
Here we
butter and
go.
jelly sandwich, and she put KY jelly on the sandwich and ate
Oh
it?
my god.
This is why.
I don't watch perverted
This
content.
is why we don't do live stream.
No, okay, so this guy he does get arrested and he has all this stuff in the backpack. What was the next step? He becomes an honest, Harry here.
Yeah.
And they do what? Is he still take him to jail?
Oh
even though he
yeah,
was
they took
honest?
him to jail on a multitude of counts. So they got him for the petite theft.
Tiny
Yeah.
items.
They got him
Oh,
for
that's under
for,
1,000, I think.
for possession of a controlled substance and possession of the drug paraphernalia for the
If
pop.
I'm taking anything, I'm
Okay.
taking like a pack of ribs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna gorge
yes.
myself.
Yeah, like a last meal before you go to jail.
Yeah.
I just feel like, man, if you're honest with the cops,
Yeah.
nothing can go wrong. And I feel like
Say that to.
they might let you go. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so if the cops want to talk to you, first step, stop and talk to them. Second step, pretend to run, but then don't. And then tell them everything you've ever done wrong.
yeah.
Yeah.
You
This
heard it
is-
here first.
Yeah, this is good advice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not,
All right.
Don't listen to any of it.
Don't listen to
next,
that.
Next headline.
So the next one is everyone loves good tattletale. This is a This is a-
Honestly, it's a respectable position.
A tattletale.
Yeah, because I've been watching a lot of Bachelor, Bachelorette, and you always respect the guy that goes to the Bachelorette and they go,
The other
oh,
boys.
yeah, oh, what's his name? Jamos isn't here for the right reasons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the other boys
know,
said that you were, he only liked you because you were pretty.
Yeah, well, I don't know if that's a thing.
Yeah.
I think that's a good reason to be there.
I like you because of
pretty.
your heart.
So I'll read
Yeah.
you the headline and then I'll
Okay.
give you the summary.
Yeah,
Okay.
please.
A man from Edgewater was arrested after deputies say he left a homemade pop bomb in a
Ooh.
trash can at a car wash.
Did you say pot bomb or pipe bomb?
Pipe bomb.
Okay, but see, here's the thing, though. He threw it away because he felt bad for making it. Is that what happened?
No, no.
Okay.
This
He's a
is I
terrorist.
feel like honestly, I don't ever want to say someone was set up, but this feels like a setup to me.
You want us to speculate?
So Volusia County Sheriff's Office is
Okay.
sitting around one day.
Yeah.
And they get a
100%.
call from a lady, and she says, "Hey, my estranged, soon-to-be ex-husband, Anthony Ray West, 58,
Doxed.
is in possession of a pop bomb." And they're like,
Yep.
"How are you just
How
going
do
to
you
call?"
know?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Exactly.
a setup. Yeah.
They're like, "How are you
Yep.
just going to cold call the police station with this information?" So This man and this woman, they're in the midst of a divorce, right?
Yeah.
I've
They're
been
just
there,
waiting
baby.
on. They're just waiting on the I's to be dotted and the T's to be
It
crossed.
takes a while.
Right.
It does take a while.
And he packs up some bags
Yeah.
of bomb material, right? And
Well,
while he, I guess, is using the bathroom or doing whatever,
Okay.
she built a pipe bomb.
No, she goes and takes pictures of everything he had in this
Oh
bag,
my
right?
gosh.
Okay.
Then calls the police and say, I think he's under suspicion of a bomb.
What's
Right.
bomb material?
So he goes and then they go and then she sends them the pictures, everything,
Oh,
right? She
wow.
was like,
Oh.
he walked
yeah,
out of
we
the
learned
house
you can text 911
on
now.
my Ring camera. I've
Oh
got
my
Ring camera of him
gosh.
walking out. These
Yeah.
are the pictures
Yeah.
of what was in the
She
bags.
hates him.
They show
Yeah.
up at the hotel, right? They show up at his hotel
Yeah.
that he was staying at. They say, open up the bags, the duffel bags, right?
Yeah.
They notice that everything's there verbatim for the picture except for a pipe bomb. After he had left, this is what's crazy. After he leaves, she calls the police, and then she immediately turns around and calls him and says, hey, I just called the police and told them you've got a pipe bomb, right?
Well, you don't do that.
Yeah. So it's,
If you really hate the ex, you just let him get busted.
well, okay. Here's my thing though. This is what I can't get over. He put bomb materials in a suitcase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He claimed whenever the police showed up, and it was so after he gets the call, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of a two timeline
Mhm.
thing, like a multiverse.
Yep.
After she calls him, he's like, "Oh crap, I forgot that was in there." That's what he says allegedly. So he panics and takes it to a trash can of a car wash because he didn't want anybody to get hurt. So he's like, "Where can I put it
Okay.
that's safe?"
This is a complete
Where they wash cars.
Right. And so then when they show up, they're like, "Where's this pipe bomb at?" Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he says, "I panicked. She told me this is
Yeah.
he again another person who comes clean. He says, "This is what I did with it,"
Uh-huh.
and he's like, "I completely forgot it was in there until she called and said that,
Huh.
so I went and put it here." Right.
Is it illegal to be a pipe bomb hobbyist?
So I'm thinking maybe
No.
she prevented something. Maybe his intentions were evil and she prevented something.
If it's going to be anywhere, it's going to be at the ex-wife's house.
Nevertheless, he was taken to Volusia County Branch Jail with a bond of $20,000.
Well,
wow.
I gotta say his excuse is pretty flat. I mean, I took it somewhere where no one's gonna be hurt. How about I don't know, like a
Not a
ditch,
car wash?
ditch 30 miles away.
Wow, yeah, in the middle of a lake.
Yeah, not a car wash where
I
people
feel like
go and
the
wash.
best thing to do if you really are, if your intentions are true and pure, is to show up at the
Oof.
sheriff's station
I don't
and
know if
leave the
that's a
pipe bomb.
step.
Don't take it in,
Okay.
but leave it in the car
then
and
call.
walk in and say, "Listen, I have a pipe bomb in there."
Wow, this is
It was-
actually okay.
It was a complete accident.
yeah.
Why would I come
I
turn
feel like
myself
you
in?
should still park farther away.
Maybe I get what you're saying. Yeah, I agree with
like
that.
in a field, like a high school baseball field.
Yeah, or like yeah, but I don't know, man. I've never put bomb materials in a suitcase before,
No,
and so that's
same.
what I'm trying to figure out.
But
is-
you've never been cool either.
no, I haven't.
Wow.
But if I got, let's say I got 30 pounds of fertilizer,
Yeah.
and some PVC,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm an idiot.
And a plumber.
But I know enough that I'm not going to pack them together.
True.
And I'm
Oh,
not going to, because what if a bomb accidentally forms and the
That's yeah.
bouncing around in the
you're
car, an
yeah,
accidental
you're
bomb?
talking the
Everything serves a purpose, right? Pepper makes food
Yeah.
spicy.
Wow. Okay.
Condoms keep you from having a kid.
not always.
No one's ever made a bomb for the sake of just
How
a
do you
hobby.
think the
Like,
universe was
wanna-
created?
You want to blow something up.
You know, you put the ingredients, you shake them up, and the universe is created.
Wow.
No.
We should come up with a name for that. Well, that'd be
Yeah.
kind of cool. Like an interesting.
Big bomb.
A big bomb. Yeah.
Hey, fellas.
Hello, Joshua.
So we're back. Another unique episode
We
where
are.
Wayne is live streaming from his head.
I have a head helmet on, a head camera on.
And we have Jordan Blaylock. He is a world-class guitarist / comedian.
Yes.
Show us those fingers.
Whoa.
I have long fingers. So
Why did
long.
Wayne feel the need to go, "Bah"?
I didn't make that noise.
That was me. I made that noise.
What?
I
You
made
make
that noise
noises and you play?
without moving my
Huh.
my mouth. Yeah.
Huh.
So we've all experienced some fun recently.
Yes.
We've had some fun restaurant trips.
Oh,
Yes. Gosh.
The most recent one we went to, if I can explain it, we were at a burger place.
yeah. Yes.
This was a place that you have to go up to and order.
Yep.
Yes.
And if I retell the story incorrectly, you guys jump in.
Okay.
But this was a barbecue place.
Yes, it was built.
Specializing
It was
in
built as
barbecues.
barbecue.
It
Yes.
was. Yeah. It was.
Yeah.
And then we go, hey, what's good here? And
No.
the-
First we walked in and
we
we
walked
sa-
in. We did
she
walk
says-
in.
She says, "BT Dubs, we just ran out of pork," and Josh says, What do you mean? We haven't seen anybody here for a few minutes. We've been out here scoping the restaurant. She
That
said-
is true.
Yeah, it was
She says
empty.
literally when you just walked in,
We
my guy
ran
said,
out.
"Hey, we're 69 pork."
Yeah, it's 86. But
But here's the thing that we got
some
there,
people 69
and,
pork.
And I just want to say we got there at 6 p.m. Okay,
True.
so it's not like we got there like at 8:30 and there's been
Right.
a whole dinner rush.
Yeah, no, this was a.
So they're out of beef.
They're out of beef and pork. Yeah,
Yeah.
those are two different meats.
They're out of pork.
Yeah, and then we go, what's good? And she goes, the burger's good. It won best burger
In Tampa.
at the Tampa Burger Fest.
We
and
weren't
we're
in-
in where?
We're in
in
Dade
where?
City.
Dade City.
We're not in Tampa.
And
Not
we
even
go,
close.
and we go, which one? And she goes, all of them.
There's 11 burgers.
11 burgers on the menu.
From a girl who's like 16 years old.
16 years old. We don't give her any gruff about it.
No.
Right.
We all order separate burgers. Two of them come with eggs leaking all
I don't
over
even want to
them.
talk about it. I'm so upset.
No.
I
Okay.
know.
So I just
I
want-
order the spicy boy.
yeah. I just want to paraphrase something here because I want to flip back around because I don't think people realize what was said to us. She said that the
Yeah,
burger
true.
won best burger.
Yeah.
Josh
our
said-
burgers are good. It won best burger.
And Josh goes, which one? And she said all of them.
Yeah.
And then
And 11's an exaggeration. There were easily 6.
There
easily
were
6 burgers.
easily 6.
But here's the thing about it though, dude. She's implying that one of the burgers won won 6th place, and then the other one's got 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got it.
I mean that's a hard math.
The
But in
best burger.
But in my head, I'm like, dude, like you're a small spot in Dade City.
Yeah.
That's not known for burgers.
it's not
yeah.
even in Tampa.
No, and you're saying they won best burger in Tampa, and we're closer to Tampa from our studio
Yeah.
than where we were that night.
And then I said, I'll take the spicy one. And she goes, oh, that one didn't.
Yeah, she
She
did
said
say
that?
that.
Yeah. She
She
goes,
did
this
say
one,
that.
that one's new.
Yeah.
It didn't
That's
win
the one
best
I got
burger.
as well. Yeah.
No, you got raw egg one. That one won. Something.
I'm upset about it. As a picky eater, if you're listening, I read the ingredients so I can say, okay, I don't want this or I don't want that. Or even if I was allergic.
Oh, he did
right?
remove lettuce, right?
I said, yeah. I looked at it and I said, ooh, I like everything on there. I'm even going to try their secret sauce. I just don't want lettuce, right? And meanwhile, she brings us out these burgers and Wayne, who's very meticulous, said, this is Josh's, this is mine, this is Brad's. And he said, this has got to be yours, Jordan. I said, no, because I didn't order one with
The raw
runny egg everywhere. Like
And it
that.
wasn't like
pool
you
of
had
egg yolk.
Yeah, it wasn't like you had a little bit of egg on your
No.
sandwich.
Yeah.
You had your burger was sopping with egg.
Yeah.
Like it was
The
dipped
bottom,
It had
the bottom
busted,
bun.
and the bottom bun was soaked in egg
yeah, the
yolk.
bottom bun was almost sticky to it.
And I kind of like eggs, but
Yeah, big yolk fan.
I just
or
wanted
no?
to know. No, not runny. Like I wanted
Over
I like my
medium
eggs
is
well
how to
done.
take an egg.
in. I'll
all
see.
day.
I'll be honest with you guys. I've never seen Jordan upset before, but Jordan took a bite down the middle of his burger, like an 8-year-old, and he kind of
Yeah.
he bit his he shook his head, and he looked at me and he goes, "No way, this won awards."
All I remember
he
is
was being dead serious. He
This
goes,
is true.
"No way, this won
all I
awards."
remember is Wayne the whole night. Wayne would take like 2 or 3 bites and say,
Well,
this is
Yeah.
this." He's like, man, this burger's dry. Like he thought someone was like Ashton Kutcher was
Oh,
playing the
that's
joke.
true. Yeah,
I-
you did say it.
I will say this, man.
But they played the
I
best
thought-
2000s emo music.
Oh
ever.
my gosh, that's true.
if you guys weren't as upset with your food, let's say I was the only one that was like, and Brad's not here to testify, but
Yeah.
but let's say that I was the only one upset, I would have been way more upset. But you guys were so offended that I felt like I couldn't even complain about my dry burger because it was normal dry.
Mine was delicious.
Yours was good.
Mine could have won awards.
He liked
No.
his.
Yeah.
He liked his. Brad is a lesser complainer than I am, but Brad still wasn't happy about the egg. I took a bite and kept complaining about every bite. And
Every
Wayne
bite,
would take
yeah.
Wayne was the last to finish, and just
Yeah.
because it was so dry,
Because
he's
it felt like a competition.
Yeah, no,
I
he
feel
went
like
up for sauce and came back with ketchup.
Dude,
Honestly,
that bugged
it was
me.
our first.
What did you do when you went back to her and you said, "Hey, I think we have issues with our burgers"? And she
Yeah,
said,
no.
it's
They're
that's
award-winning."
that's all right." And Wayne didn't even argue with her; just walked right
Of
back and
course
said,
not. No.
"Guys," she said to figure it out.
I'm agreeable. And
Honestly, it was our first meal purchased by Patreon.
the meal was purchased by Patreon, and we took some guys out that night because we had a live event, and we
Yeah,
wanted
Skunk
to
Ape.
the Skunk Ape run, and we wanted to be a blessing. But my thing, man, is that like the burger was so unbelievably uncomfortable.
Mine was so good.
That was it. I find that crazy, man, because like I felt like I was in a competition. I felt like I was like on hot ones, and
Yeah.
I'm struggling
No,
to get through
no.
it.
I had also ordered 2 beers at the bar.
Yeah, I went through 2 drinks.
So-
I've never seen Wayne complain about anything in life, but I just remember him taking a couple
Yeah.
bites and then saying,
Yeah.
"This is really dry." He's like, "Are your guys' burgers this dry?" And
No.
yeah.
Well, I really had to do. I did about 3 swallows of drink per bite of burger,
Cool.
and that's when I ran out of like my.
I've seen Wayne stub his toe and be like, "It's a blessing from God."
Right.
And
Yeah,
that
he doesn't complain about
and
anything.
when I ate that burger, I actually said, "I wish God would send more plagues." Is what I
Yeah.
said
yeah.
to Dade City specifically.
I was just blown away how Josh would randomly like remember like when a song would play and Josh would name the band and then the album cover. He would describe the album
Yeah,
cover.
I-
Like, wasn't it like
honestly,
a yellow
yeah.
album?
Yeah,
Josh is
it
the-
was a yellow one.
Josh is the Rain Man of emo music. Like,
Sometimes.
But what was they were playing Indiana Jones
Not Rise
in-
Against.
in
Amen.
4K
Against me.
and
Oh,
it looked
yeah.
terrible.
God, yeah.
And all that was the swastika scene, and Wayne was like, "What are we?"
And the melting
looking at
face
right
scene
now?"
over and
Yeah.
over. Yeah, this is an odd icebreaker, honestly. But Wayne and I did go on an adventure today.
well, this was a segue into our food adventure that happened earlier because we went to a place called Fred's Market.
This isn't sponsored by them, and nor will
For
it ever
obvious
be,
reasons.
probably.
It's not going to be sponsored by them because we genuinely had one of the strangest
my
experiences of my life. But we genuinely went to Fred's this morning and we
Yeah.
took notes and I can't look at my notes because I'm wearing a head cam with my phone on it. But
Yeah,
we walked into Fred's and the first thing we noticed.
it was a freak show. Yeah.
I got here tonight, and Josh says, "Look at this behemoth of a man." I was like,
Yeah.
There was a
I took
7-foot
pictures.
man
Got
at the
set-
buffet wearing a cowboy hat.
Leather cowboy hat.
"Wow."
He was so tall that the top half of his body slunched over because I think it was like a balancing issue.
Yeah.
It definitely was.
And then while we were at the buffet, we noticed that the buffet was divided equally on both sides. One side, everything was covered in cheese.
If I may, I noticed it only because my body hit a force field. So I went up, and there was a hand washing station, which was odd,
We didn't use it.
and there were gloves. There was a glove depot.
Yes,
What?
yes,
We didn't
yes.
use it.
Right.
And then my body tried to circle around the buffet, but
And it was
kept,
like, whoa.
womp, womp. And so I was like, okay,
Whoa.
I'll go back to this side.
Right.
And then I noticed everything on this side was cheese flavor.
Why were they? What was there with the gloves? Is this COVID
No,
protocol?
yeah, I don't know
Well,
why.
I think it was left over from COVID. So there was
Oh, okay.
a hand washing station and gloves, and we didn't notice it until we were sitting down eating, and we saw that everybody else that went through the line
yeah, we put gloves
would wash their hands like they were at some kind of science factory or something, and then they
Yeah.
would put the gloves on, and then they go through the buffet.
Yeah.
We did neither of those, so we're raw mittens up there just
You're
grabbing
just raw dogging it through the
Yeah.
breakfast
cheese covered
buffet.
pancakes and all
Yeah,
these things. And the funny thing about it was, man, is like when we get back and we sit down,
Yeah.
we're talking about how half the buffet is covered in cheese, and we see our waitress come over with a new person, someone who just entered the restaurant.
Yeah.
And she points at the table next to us, and he goes,
Not even like next to us, like from where Wayne and I are.
Right.
"Oh yeah, I mean, a solid 6 foot."
Yeah,
I mean, he goes,
audibly.
like,
Like
he didn't want to
like
sit
the
by
look
us.
of you guys.
I guess that was maybe what it was. But
I mean, I had cheese over everything.
well, here's the thing,
It
man.
was
I'm gonna
grotesque.
be upfront with you. We went there with the idea that we were gonna take notes
And feast.
and feast and have fun. And one thing that we noticed was the buffet strategically on both sides, no matter which way you came at it, started with biscuits and some sort of heavy load, like a gravy or like a
Ugh.
Yeah,
cream,
like a potato
So
with
you
a
don't-
red gravy.
and you
It
don't
was
have a choice. So the first thing you're taking in is what we
Couldn't
call
you
a
just
super
omit it?
carb. Huh?
Super
Couldn't you
carb.
just omit
You
it?
would try to.
You tried
would
to,
think
but
you'd
your
be able
arms
to.
would be controlled
I'm
by
a meats.
some
I'm a
demon.
meats only guy. Like I always get the sausage
money.
links. I don't like sausage patties.
So every now and then we like to share some listener submitted stories.
This is my favorite part.
Yeah, I love it because you all write from all over the world, and what I love is when folks write in from like Australia and they got a Florida story, or they write in from.
I like Floridians.
I like Floridians best just based on like the brand and the sponsoring and the funding.
Yeah.
But I think a close second place is the rest of the world. Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
I
Close second place
strongly
is the
agree.
rest of the world.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Ben from Okeechobee, Florida. Hello, Ben. Thanks for writing in. We posted we wanted some spooky stories, some scary stories, and Ben wrote in from Okeechobee, Florida, which is a pretty scary place.
Yeah.
And he said this: I have had several dreams similar to what I'm going to share with you guys today. Okay, so he's dreamt
Oh, I
this.
don't know about
He's
it. If I
dreamt
want to
it?
know this.
He's dreamt it. He says, I've been a caver. folks who climb in caves and crawl through caves and
Is
stuff.
that what they call themselves?
That's what this guy calls himself. I've been a caver in Florida for about 13 years. He said, I've been in a lot of caves.
Cool.
Never been afraid before until this one. He says, when I was 7 or 8 years old, I started having this reoccurring dream. I would have it at least twice a year.
Okay.
Always the same, even though I would realize that I was dreaming after the first few moments. Like he knew he was dreaming.
He just couldn't get out of
He
it.
couldn't get out of
I've
it.
heard about that where you like control the dream.
Is that lucid dreaming?
Lucid
think
dreaming.
so,
But I
yeah.
think you can accidentally run into demons with doing that, so you don't want to do that.
What's his face had a song about that?
Who,
Demons?
Post Malone?
No.
Mac Miller?
Little Wayne?
No.
So he essentially says, in this cave, in this dream, he's in a cave, and he goes into this little hole in the bottom of the cave. And he says, inside the hole, he would see a 10 to 15 foot long corridor that was about 2 to 4 feet high. Okay.
Scary.
And at the end, he would always turn left, and he would see a bent red stop sign, like a stop sign that had been deformed, kind of bent over, maybe
Like a
hit by a
tornado,
car or a
like a
tornado or
twister.
No
something.
comment.
And so a stage 5 tornado would bend one of those over. He says, I would turn and walk past the sign despite being afraid, despite being scared. And the corridor would start descending quickly
Ew.
and opening up into a large vertical chamber with a path leading down in a corkscrew pattern. So he's giving you a visual here in this audio podcast.
Okay. This
Um,
guy is making us relive his dream.
His nightmare.
Oh, okay.
His nightmare.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't mind
He
it.
says at this point, everything...
Go on.
He said at this point, everything became blurry, but it was always the same. I saw trash scattered on the walls. I
Okay.
saw the pit leading to a curved floor, and I saw things that were undefined, but my mind told me they were shadow animals, is what he said.
He's messing with me right now.
I'm not messing with you. Ben might be messing with you, but
Ben's messing
Ben
with
wrote
us.
this
Yeah.
in. Our team screened it. So if he, no matter how you spin, it's not my fault.
Raise your hand if you screened it.
And so, I saw. He says I saw my family each with one of these animals, and
okay.
and they were
get it.
being kind of carried away by these shadow
This is
creatures.
crazy.
Were carrying them away. It'd be like if us three went caving,
Yeah.
and I saw you
It's
two get
very
carried
easy
away
to
by a
understand.
shadow animal.
Yeah, I
You
get
would
it.
come get us?
Nope. He says
No.
after I saw
God,
that,
no.
he said I would be stuck for a few seconds until I screamed myself awake. Now I can relate to that part
yeah,
because I
true.
have
Big
nightmares
screamer.
where like I feel like I'm back in school and I'm late for class or something.
Yeah.
And then I in my head I'm screaming myself awake, but my wife she describes it as more of like a moan or some kind of violent moan.
Yeah.
She says, and
Yeah.
so
Like,
anyways,
what's a violent moan sound like? Okay.
Oh, it's cascading.
Like a
That's
like
actually
a
perfect for a violent
Scooby
moan,
Doo
honestly.
character.
Yeah.
So anyways, he's got this kid has a stream. Ben has a stream multiple times a year.
Yep.
And so
That can't be good for his heart.
it's not. But fast forward, he says, his dad gets a hold of him and goes, "Hey, let's go caving." Apparently, it's a caving family. And
Oh, wow. Once a caver, always a caver.
there's a cave in Central Florida called Dog Drop. That's the name of the cave is Dog Drop.
Dog drop?
Dog Drop.
Yeah.
Wow.
It says Dog Drop
Good
had
for
a roughly 30-foot rappel straight down to enter. So you're rappelling 30 feet down to even get into Dog Drop,
Really?
right? He says he goes down with his dad and his brother, and the first thing he notices is the fact that he's in his dream. He's
Yeah.
awake. He's awake and alive in Florida.
Yeah, yeah,
but he realizes it's the cave from his dream. He's been dreaming about this cave for years since he was a child.
Deja
And
vu.
now
Oh,
as
wow.
a grown man,
This is the one.
he's rappelling down, and it's the cave where he's
Deja vu.
at. Deja vu, right?
Oh, wow. So
He
now
says
he knows what to expect.
Well, he didn't know he freezes, and he tells his dad we can't go down there because at the end of the dream, they get carried away by shadow animals.
Is that? Oh,
So
this
he's-
is just the movie Ghost.
What
No.
with what you talking
Patrick Swayze.
about? No, it's
No,
not.
that's where he like
No,
comes
it's-
behind her and he like
Yes,
molds the
but
clay.
it's real
Well,
perverted,
not that
nasty
part of
movie.
it, but when
I
the
don't remember being
That's
perverted.
a nasty movie.
yeah,
And
With
so
Whoopi Goldberg? Whoopi's a nice lady.
I'm sure, but anyway, so Ben essentially says here that they get a little further into the cave. He decides not to do it, and he says that he wants to encourage any of our listeners who are cavers to never enter Dog Drop Cave. So
Sir, I don't know.
I'll say
Sir.
this. I looked it up.
Yeah.
It's a real place.
Really?
And so I'm interested to see if what's Luke doing back there.
Nothing. I'm just staring off, thinking about Dog Drop.
I'm
Cave.
interested to see
Dog
like
Yeah.
what would happen if we actually went though.
I'll go.
You
I'm
should do
not
an episode
entering-
in Dog Drop Cave.
I'm not passing a threshold though, where
Right.
I have an overhang of cave.
I see what you're saying, like a tight
I'll,
spot.
I'll go in
What
until
if-
there's
there was
cave
a movie
over
I
me.
saw. I have a
Sure.
fellow friend, it's a film aficionado named Luke West.
Mhm.
It's called As Above, So Below, where they went into some caves in Italy. Into
What
some
rated
caves.
is it?
Oh, it's NC-17, I think.
Can't
No.
watch it. I don't watch that kind
It
of
was
stuff.
pretty-
I
good
also
movie.
had a dream recently that one day
I don't know about your dreams.
men would be judged by the content of their character
Okay.
and not,
Stop.
and not the
Would you
color of their
stop?
skin.
Oh
So
my gosh.
Jocelyn,
Get over
we have one more
yourself.
letter here. One more letter from Jocelyn, Los Angeles, California. Luke,
You have a listener from L.A.?
you have tons of
Look, I
them.
have
What,
so
what
many
are you talking
listeners.
about?
Does she know Axl Rose from Guns N' Roses?
I don't know.
personally?
He doesn't hang out in L.A. anymore.
He's
Axl
at an
Rose?
old folks home
No,
or
yeah.
something. Okay, so Jocelyn says this, Los Angeles, California. Jocelyn says, "Hey guys, found your show a while ago listening
Thank
to a
you.
collaboration with Keep It Weird podcast. They're based out of LA." And she says, "I've been wanting to send this in for a while, and now feels like a good time." She said, "I vacation to spooky places." That's in quotation marks. "I have vacation to spooky places my entire adult life, and ironically enough, the vast majority of my stops have taken me to Florida." She goes, "Your state is extremely haunted, as I'm sure you guys know."
Yeah, we got Robert the doll.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's spooky.
Well, she says here, "My favorite spots in Florida just happen to be the ones that appear fancy on the surface, but they hide something sinister underneath." And she references our episode about the Don Cesar in Tampa, a very
right.
nice
Big pink
hotel,
building.
but it's haunted, supposedly.
Yeah,
We covered that years and years ago. She says, "There's a great spot that meets this criteria not so far from Disney World. It's a golf and country club called Tuscaloosa." She says, "Visitors and employees alike have reported that there is a mysterious ghost of a young man who haunts the bar." She says, "Reports say he's been cleaning the tabletops of the bar,
Oh, he's
and
a
that
worker.
he's even tried to attack people when they spot him." So apparently this young man is
Oh no, I
He's
don't
a-
like those
a
type of ghosts.
ghost worker. He's an angry ghost.
that are like don't want me to do my job.
Not pair.
Like I get it.
Yeah, not
What
paid
kind of
fair
attacks
wage.
are they?
I think like violent, either verbal attacks or like physical attacks.
You believe in
I
the
imagine him
supernatural?
floating at you though.
I'm
believe in the
neutral on the
supernat-
I'm neutral on supernatural.
I think if you don't believe it, like you'll get haunted.
I believe in anything. I believe in supernatural, aliens. Nicole doesn't. But
I
That's a strong marriage.
wow.
Jocelyn
what
says
a mess.
Jocelyn says what's even weirder is no one knows his history. There's no name, no backstory,
They've
nothing.
never had busboys.
Apparently
or
not.
Workers.
But they say she says, "Trust me, I scrubbed the internet, and the only thing I can find is one description on a forum that says he's an aggressive busboy."
Well, it sounds like Jocelyn needs to work on her Google skills.
Well, she says
Wow!
she's,
Don't attack our listeners.
she says this.
Who are you?
Jordan,
I'm not attacking
Jordan, the
her.
guest. She says this. "I'm reaching out and asking for your help. I would love to
Okay.
investigate the Tuscaloosa Country Club haunting in
like
person."
this.
She says, "But I need your help. Would you be willing to adopt this project as this year's Halloween special?
Wow.
The people need answers."
Hold on. Do we have any?
We don't
Halloween
have
plans?
a Halloween special booked yet.
Yeah.
We did the Wonder House, which was a blast. Those folks over there
Yeah.
are really kind
A
to
trip
us.
to LA, I think, would make sense. What's the
Well,
house?
here's the thing, Jordan. She's from LA. Tuscaloosa's in Orlando.
Yeah.
What's the trip that? What's the house that you were telling me about at your birthday thing?
I think Wonder House. That was from the Halloween special 2 years ago.
Where you been?
You said that it
sir?
gets cold, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think if you're listening and you have any connections at all to Tuscaloosa, maybe
I'm for finding an angry busboy.
yes.
I thought y'all said y'all already been there though.
No, we've been to the Wander House,
No,
the place with air conditioner.
Okay.
Yeah.
So y'all been to Wonder House, but not Tuscaloosa. It's a different.
Tuscaloosa.
Who gave this
Tuscaloosa.
guy this cup full of vodka? What happened over here?
Yeah.
I don't know these Florida. I know Orlando. I know Tampa. I don't know Tuscaloosa.
It's just
That-
a new word. It doesn't mean a new location.
Jordan Blaylock from Alabama has been here for 2 years, and he's learned 2 cities in that time, one each year.
I know all kinds of. I know Polk County in and out.
Oh
you know
my
what's crazy is people call it Arbondale around
That is
here.
true.
But yeah, so I asked one person. I said, being from Alabama, I said, what's the school that plays Alabama at football? And they said Auburn. And I said, okay. And who is the guy that was on the Luke West's scalloping trip? And they said Dale Earnhardt. And I said, okay, Auburn. Dale, and they said no, Arbondale, and I said, how does adding Dale to it make it Arbon?
It's a central Florida dialect, and it'll change depending on which way you drive, half an hour which direction. It'll
I feel
change.
like as someone
Yeah.
who's been here roughly 3 years, I know all about Florida.
I don't think you do.
I'm very diverse.
I'll say this, and
Central Florida, at least.
I want to close with this, with every head bowed. Patreon.com is where you can find all the bonus materials. We did a bonus episode earlier. It's going to drop this week.
Yeah.
Our special guest tonight, Jordan Blaylock, has been a blessing as always. A very talented artist.
And he didn't thank us for his dookie chain.
We gave him a dookie chain.
You gave me a brown chain that you made from clay. I actually like the slap band more than I do anything.
Well, slap
How can
band's
you
gonna
give me a
cost you.
dookie chain and maybe like thank you for it? Like, if anything, thank you for the
slap
commentary.
bracelet?
No,
And the friendship, and the friendship.
Exactly.
We love you, Jordan. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for listening all these years,
Always a
everybody.
pleasure.
We're coming up on year 5 in November. Episode 240 this was. Bless you guys. We'll see you next time.